All right, so Jay, recently they did the first between Vogue Fem icons, which a lot of people felt was overdue. Little Kevin and Charles. How do you feel about that? Do you think that it was long overdue? And what do you think their contributions for being in the category and the icon is?
I think that they both have earned their status in different ways. I don't think they should happen at the same time. I definitely think Kevin should have came first because he actually started before Charles. And I think Kevin influenced Charles. And Charles will say this himself. But I think they both have done significant work. Actually, Kevin was the person who made me take Vogue Fem seriously, to be honest with you. I thought it was kind of a silly category at first when I first hit the scene, looking at the Femme Queens. And Kevin really perfected his craft. I mean, he was someone who practiced every day. He was just really serious about being a girl on the floor. And I think that's something to be celebrated. He actually epitomized femme performance. It wasn't about slamming himself on the floor. He really gave you that. And I think with Charles, it's a little different. I think Charles helped to bridge the gap or the deficit that was in DC. DC was one of the first ball cities after New York and Jersey, and had declined significantly over the years. And I think Charles and Ayanna helped bring the fire back to DC. And by Charles being a tall boy, I think he definitely created a different lane for people who were 6 foot and above. And so he competed with the small girls like it was nothing. I think that says a lot for him, and was consistent too.
Yeah, because basically Charles broke the barriers down because DC was taboo for a lot of people.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely, and he brought people back to DC too for his events. So that to me, all those elements goes to his status. I mean, keeping the city alive, moving the city forward when it was in peril, and then really breaking down size barriers within a category. I think that all those things are important.
So besides those two, and you already mentioned Pony in the other part, who else would you think?
Milan. Not for performance in isolation. I think Milan has done. I told you some things about what I think a legend or icon is, and I think, me and Milan don't always agree. We don't even speak some days of the week, and I'm okay with that. That's somebody who I respect though, because I think he put a city on the map.
Okay, so basically he took Midwest.
Oh, he took without Milan there'll be no Midwest, and I think Marco and other people did a lot of significant work, but I think by far he was the impetus for it. He was the catalyst. He started all that, and I would be remiss not to say that and be honest. I mean, there's been a lot of people from the Midwest who did work, but let's be clear here. Milan really forged that line and pushed that envelope before a lot of other folks did in ways that other folks could not have done.
So that makes him an icon.
I think the total body of his work makes him an icon. Is his work on the floor for performance, for other categories he walked, for being a leader, however long he stay in houses and jump to the next one. It doesn't matter all those things that people read him for. He still did the work, and I stand by that.